global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. The most suspected or anticipated move have been made, most especially the fact that Fubara have been doing all he can really to avoid and avert this situation. It has unfortunately hit them, but the question now is, who is really the beneficiary to this? Let's listen to the president as he moves on to suspend everybody involved. Let's listen to him and find out why, how long, and what will be the fate of Riverians in Rivers State. We'll come back for more with my colleague.
Of an appropriation bill by the Rivers State House of Assembly, which up to now has not been facilitated. Some militants had threatened fire and brimstone against their perceived enemies of the governor, who has up to now not disowned them. Apart from that, both the House and the governor have not been able to work together. Both of them do not realize that they are in office to work together for the peace and good governance of the state. The latest security report made available to me show that between yesterday and today, there have been disturbing incidents of vandalization of pipelines by some militants without governor taking any action to curtail them. I have, of course, given stand order to the security agencies to ensure safety of lives of good people of Rivers State and the oil pipelines. With all this and many more, no good and responsible president will stand by and allow the grave situation to continue without taking remedial steps prescribed by the Constitution to address the situation in the state, which no doubt requires extraordinary measures to restore good governance, peace, order, and security. In these circumstances, having soberly reflected on and evaluated the political situation in Rivers State, and the governor and deputy governor of Rivers State having failed to make a request to me as president to issue this proclamation as required by Section 305, Paragraph 5 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, it has become inevitably compelling for me to invoke the provision of the Section 305 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State with effect from today, 18th March, year 2025, and I so do. By this declaration, the governor of Rivers State, Mr. Similaye Fubara, his deputy, Mrs. Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the House of Assembly state are hereby suspended for an initial period of 6 months. In the meantime, I hereby nominate Vice Admiral Advocate Ibas, retired, as administrator to take charge of the affairs of the state in the interests of the good people of Rivers State. For the avoidance of doubt, this declaration does not affect the judicial arm of Rivers State, which shall continue to function in accordance with their constitutional mandate. The administrator will not make any new laws. He will, however, be free to formulate regulations and may be found necessary to do his job, but such regulations will need to be considered and approved by the Federal Executive Council and promoted by the President for the state. This declaration has been published in the Federal Gazette, a copy of which has been forwarded to the National Assembly in accordance with the Constitution. It is my fervent hope that this inevitable intervention will help to restore peace and order in Rivers State by awakening all the contenders to the constitutional imperatives, binding on all political players in the Rivers State in particular and Nigeria as a whole. Long live a united, peaceful, secured, and democratic Rivers State in particular, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria as a whole. God bless you all for listening. Thank you.
All right, welcome back. You've heard what the president said. He went using all the necessary policies and constitutions. Fubara suspended. Martin Amaewhule and his cohort also suspended. The only people free here is just the judiciary arm. What's your take?
Well, the reason why Nigerians were really talking about this issue, and were also, I think, why Larry Fubara was pushing for peace and also to carry out all the verdict of the Supreme Court, was because of this whole issue. Now, for me, I think that Larry Fubara has his own blame, and also the lawmakers. Now, I would use pidgin English, don't clear them now, because the suspension, unfortunately, involves them, but, a lot of fears are there for Fubara. Now, first of all, there are a lot of stuff before now that EFCC have against him. Immunity has been removed, so EFCC may likely go in on him. But then the first mistake he made was when he heard about the bomb blast. I know that because of political tension in the state, he may be kind of trouble, but I feel that where he made the mistake was immediately he heard about the bomb blast. He would have been the first person to step out to do this, what the president is doing. He would have come out to give a strong instruction on the security to go in and make sure that all the culprits are brought to book. He would have done that and would have also declared that he has no hand in it and he has never encouraged anybody, and the culprits will be handled. Has he not been doing
this severally?
No, officially, you have to do it officially. That shows that you are in charge of the state. But I don't blame him, because already the political tension, the fact that
they have not even allowed him
to concentrate, the issue of suspension. They say they were going on indefinite recess. So truly, the president has deemed it fit to send them on indefinite recess.
We don't even know when they are coming back.
We don't know, because.
Are you sure they don't even? I don't know why, because they predicted it ahead that they're going after now. They're going on indefinite recess. And this is actually indefinite recess.
That's what I'm saying. But where I think that the president would have also considered is the good people of Rivers State. Now, with this happening, we cannot tell what will happen in Rivers State again. Don't forget that this particular issue revolving around similar Fubara political crisis has kind of progressed beyond Fubara to the ethnic group of Fubara. And so right now, with what most people have said on social media, dragging a jaw left, right, center, and all of that, we can't really tell what will happen right now, because most of them will take a very serious position. But I think that's why the president also is bringing in a neutral person, so that let everybody rest. Let the money in Rivers State rest. Let Wike also, because right now, though I know that he's in the Federal Executive Council, he will be there to monitor a lot of things, but I know that that man will be reporting directly
to Mr.
President. The only fears we have about Fubara is the fact that there's going to be a lot of intrusion from the anti-corruption squad against him. They may take him up. So many things are going to happen, which by the time it gets to a possible period where the governor or the president want to bring him in again, it will be a case of he has a lot of issue. Okay, let's start a fresh election, and we're going to see ourselves having to face a fresh election.
One more question: is the case of Rivers State that huge to the point that, because as much as I know, there have not been any should I say physical altercation to warrant that quote-unquote state of emergency? We've seen worse situations in Imo State when IPOB went up for the fact literally calling on sit at home. Several times there was no state of emergency called, and the likes of Hope Uzodinma was not even able to control the situation. It was as if we had dual government in Imo State, but yet there was no state of emergency declared. Same thing with Borno. when these guys, the Boko Haram guys were literally taking over until military came in. Even at that, there was no declaration of state of emergency. I feel, this is just me personally, I feel that probably this is a bit too harsh. I feel there would have been a mediating ground if properly handled. Because Fubara wasn't high-handed. He was still more than willing
to abide by the Supreme Court
laws and rules.
Exactly.
So why the quick declaration of emergency?
I think all of this is caused by all the people elected to rule Rivers State.
Okay.
Now, the political crisis in Rivers State, if you classify it well, it will be protracted. It's not even perennial, it's biennial. It's gone past 1 year. And if the judiciary at the point just say, let's box up every issue about of Rivers State and fix it, because the tension, the pressure was becoming too much on judiciary. So here, left, right, almost every day, cases were coming up against him and all of that. So that protracted, that protracted political crisis in the state. Kind of every day they were in the news. Every single day they were in the news. There was no single day. It's either Fubara is doing this and is being castigated, or Wike is coming in every night. Wike was just shaking the whole place. These people are suspended. They have moved and all of that. Nobody for one day sat back and said, "Oh God, this part where we are going, I'm not liking it," because this protracted issue may land us in a big while. So that protractedness of, if there's any English like that, protracted state of political crisis in Rivers State has made, I believe, the president say, enough of this. What is it? Okay, Supreme Court has given verdict. Why can't the lawmakers just say, okay, sir, come, let us sit down together and let's roll it out? They were still making the whole thing so difficult. And after a while, people were like, oh, you guys want to impeach our governor? We won't allow it to happen. So the only way the president could dive in was to come in with this state of emergency. But I feel that he would have he would have called the two parties and hear from Fubara also about this whole issue. Because unfortunately, despite every move taken by Fubara to restore peace in Rivers State, Amaewhule and the rest decline it. Possibly because of Wike and all of that. But however, let's see what will happen in the nearest future. But I think that the crisis is beginning all over again. That's the fear.
All right. Some persons believe this is actually a script that unfortunately Martin Amaewhule them went ahead. But then again, we do not know. Let's go wrap it up. Let's